All right, everybody, I'm coming in with Crystal.
Hey, Crystal, we'll get started with questions from Marnie. Marnie, go ahead.
Hey, Crystal, good morning. With you may want to mute that. Just hit me up. With Leja out again tonight, when you are the starting one versus coming off the bench as the one, there's a little bit different mindset, I would imagine. There are a few more responsibilities or different things you're asked to do. What are the main differences for you and the finer points if you're the starting one versus coming off the bench?
To be disruptive on defense and to push the pace. I think the start of either this week or last week, coach was saying that our pace needed to be better off of like our turnovers and off of the opponent's missed shots. So defensive rebounding, going and push the pace and transition, get easy buckets. So that's what my focus is going to be.
And with that, on the defensive end, on Tuesday against New York, you picked up some early fouls, and I know Cheryl wants you to be aggressive defensively, but for you, what does the fine line look like to be aggressive but to not foul?
Yeah, it's just that. I mean, she said that I was doing a good job of it. It was unfortunate that the fouls were called, but my mindset's not going to change. I'm going to still be aggressive. They call a foul. Obviously, I don't want to get in foul trouble, but I'm not going to change my mindset because of that.
Leah, go ahead.
Thank you. Hey, Crystal. Coach Brunson talks a lot about you guys getting better each and every game and learning something from every game. If you look back at the New York game with different lineups, different people in there, what do you think that you've learned from that game that you can take over into this one?
Just an extra layer of trust. You know, we were having to fly around, rotate. New York has great shooters, and then we wanted to also protect the paint. So we were having a lot of mismatches and rotations that we had to cover. And so that game was just another chance for us to build trust, and that's what we did.
Did you feel like, there's lineups that were on the court against New York that we don't usually see on the court? And so how quickly does it take for you guys just to kind of recognize how you each like to play when you don't get to play with those people all the time?
Yeah, there was an adjustment period for sure. As everyone probably saw, it took a minute to get some points on the board. But no, I think the coaching staff did a great job preparing us for that, trying to get people in positions where they're comfortable and understand like to be on the floor. So it's going to be another situation tonight like that, and we're more prepared for it.
Kent, go ahead.
Yeah, Crystal, to what extent did kind of that early foul trouble for you and maybe even Natalie kind of get you guys kind of out of a rhythm?
Yeah, I think that's going to happen to anybody. Anytime you get two quick ones, you're kind of having to be out there and be careful. And then we both got a third, so it's hard to get in the flow into that. But after into the second half, we were both fine.
What does it say about a team already without a couple of starters against New York when you guys weren't scoring, you and Natalie, and you guys still found a way to win?
It's huge. Our defense, as we get later into the season, our defense is what's going to be what saves us, and that's exactly what happened. I think they shot 32%. I mean, granted, we shot 34%, but that's what's going to save you, is making sure you're getting stops if the ball's not going in on the other end.
Where does LA rank on the kind of physicality scale in terms of the way they play on the defensive end?
Number one. Number one, or they're tied for number one with Atlanta, maybe. And Connecticut.
How do you deal with that?
I use it against them. They're athletic, they're fast, but we know what we have to do without giving away our secrets.
Thank you.
No problem.
Jack, go ahead.
Hey, Crystal, I know you didn't get a chance to play in the last matchup against LA, but in that first one, you had one of your best games of the season. I was just curious, kind of after reviewing that game, in preparation for this one, what's something that really worked for you that you're looking forward to carrying over to tonight?
Just playing, it was a little unscripted, because they were running around, hedging, trapping some things, and just being really aggressive and just about taking themselves out of place. So just going and playing and taking what's open, taking what they give us.
And then LA's starting backcourt accounts for almost 40% of the team scoring this season. What do you think is most important for your team in keeping them in check tonight?
Stopping the ball. Their backcourt wants to be 1 to 5 feet. Wheeler takes the most shots on that team, so just making sure if possible we can keep the ball out of our hands as much as we can.
And it seems like since that first Connecticut game that off-ball movement and especially back cutting has been a huge emphasis for you guys. And like you said, with such an aggressive defensive team, just how important is that off-ball player movement going to be tonight?
It's huge because this time of the season, teams are scouting heavily. They know what your plays are, know what the play calls are. So that back cuts and things like that are the things that they can't script because you can just do it whenever you want to and break a play to make a play.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Any last questions for Crystal? All righty. Thank you, Crystal. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Crystal.
Have a good day.